Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into today's topic, I want to show you something. Holds up a mudness today. Any guesses where? Under the bed? The mudroom? Nope. I found this inside the refrigerator, right next to the almond milk. And the owner of this shoe, my 7-year-old daughter Lucy, didn't even realize it was missing. When I asked her about it, she didn't skip a beat. She launched into a 15-minute TED Talk level presentation on why penguins don't fly, despite having wings. She was passionate. She was brilliant. And she was standing there with one sock on, completely oblivious to the fact that we were already 20 minutes late for school. If you're a parent watching this and you're nodding your head because your morning looked exactly like mine, or maybe your kid just lost their backpack while they were literally wearing it, then pull up a chair. Grab your coffee? Hopefully it's still hot, but let's be real, it's probably been in the microwave 3 times already. Today we're talking about Lucy's constant companion, ADHD. But we're not going to talk about it like a dry medical textbook. We're going to talk about what it's actually like to live in a house where the energy levels are at a constant 11, where focus is a 4-letter word, and where we've learned to embrace the beautiful, chaotic Ferrari. That is the ADHD brain. Now let's clear the air first. Because I know what some of the neighbors think. I know what that one aunt at Thanksgiving thinks. They think Lucy is just spirited. Or worse, they think she's defiant, and I'm just a lenient mom who needs to discipline her more. Let me be crystal clear. ADHD is not a result of bad parenting. It is not a result of too much sugar or too much screen time, though, believe me, I've tried cutting both. ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder. It's about brain chemistry. Specifically, it's about a lack of dopamine, that feel-good, stay-focused chemical. Our brains use dopamine to regulate attention and impulses. But in Lucy's brain, the dopamine levels are like a spotty Wi-Fi signal in a thunderstorm. Our pediatrician gave us the best analogy I've ever heard, and I want you to visualize this. Imagine your child's brain is a top-of-the-line Ferrari. It's got a V12 engine. It's built for speed. It wants to go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds flat. It is powerful, sleek, and capable of incredible things. But here's the catch. That Ferrari was accidentally fitted with bicycle brakes. The car wants to go. It has to go. But when the light turns red, or when a teacher says stop talking, or when mom says put your shoes on, those tiny little bicycle brakes just can't handle the momentum of that massive engine. The car isn't trying to crash through the red light. It just physically can't stop fast enough. That is ADHD in a nutshell. Looking back, the red flags were there since she was a toddler. Most 3-year-olds are active, sure. But Lucy? Lucy was driven by a motor. That's actually a term doctors use. She didn't just walk, she vibrated. I remember at her 4-year-old checkup, the doctor asked me a weird question. He said, "Sarah, can Lucy hop on one foot?" I thought, what does that have to do with her not listening to me? But when I tried it at home, I realized she couldn't. Every time she tried to balance, her body just zoomed off in another direction. People don't realize that ADHD often affects gross motor coordination. It's like her brain was so busy thinking about the next 10 things that it forgot to tell her feet how to stay still. And the lack of fear? Oh man. Most kids see a tall slide and hesitate. Lucy saw a tall slide and wondered if she could jump off the top of it to see if she could fly. She had zero stranger danger. She would walk up to a complete stranger in the grocery store, tug on their coat, and ask them their opinion on Minecraft. It was exhausting. I spent those years in a state of constant, high alert, just trying to keep her alive. I want to pause here because I know I'm not the only one who has felt that bone-deep exhaustion. Parents, let's do a quick pulse check in the comments. Do you feel like you're raising a Ferrari with bicycle brakes? Does your child have so much energy that you feel tired just watching them? If that's you, drop a 1 in the comments. Let's see how many race car parents we have here today. Or, is your child more of the daydreamer type? Maybe they're quiet, but they're in their own world, and you have to say their name 5 times before they hear you? If so, drop a 0. There's no wrong answer. We're just mapping out the neighborhood here. When Lucy started elementary school, the race car really hit the track, and that's when things got complicated. A lot of people think ADHD is just being hyper, but it's actually a spectrum. In the US, we generally categorize it into 3 types. Type 1, predominantly hyperactive impulsive. This is the classic jumping off the walls kid. They can't sit still, they interrupt constantly, and they act before they think. This was Lucy at the playground. Type 2, predominantly inattentive. This used to be called ADD. These kids aren't disruptive, they're the dreamers. They lose their homework, they forget instructions halfway through, and they're often overlooked because they aren't causing trouble. They're just not quite there. Type 3, combined type. This is the grand prize winner. It's a mix of both. And yep, you guessed it, that's Lucy. She's got the physical motor of a jet engine and the distractibility of a squirrel in a nut factory. Understanding which type your kid has is like getting the manual for their specific engine. It doesn't fix the car, but it tells you which tools to use. If this is making sense to you, or if you're finally feeling like someone gets it, please hit that subscribe button. We're building a community here of parents who are trading in perfection for progress. I've got a whole series coming up on specific survival hacks. Everything from ADHD-friendly meal prep to how to handle the dreaded meltdown in the cereal aisle. You don't want to miss it. Now, let's talk about the hardest part of my day. The 5 p.m. showdown. Homework. In the ADHD world, we call this avoidance of sustained mental effort. It sounds fancy, but in my house, it looks like Lucy melting into a literal puddle on the floor because she has to write 3 sentences about a rock. It's not that she's lazy. It's that her brain is chemically understimulated. To her, doing a repetitive worksheet feels like what it would feel like for you or me to sit in a dark room and stare at a wall for 4 hours. It's physically painful for her brain. She'll sharpen her pencil 6 times. She'll get a glass of water. She'll tell me her sock feels weird. She'll do anything to avoid that boring task. Is anyone else struggling with homework hill tonight? If you're currently in a battle of wills over a math worksheet, comment with a 1. Let's stand in solidarity. If your kid actually sits down and finishes their work without a hostage negotiation, comment with a 0 so we can all be slightly jealous of you. So, how do we manage the Ferrari? We've learned to chunk it. We don't do homework time, we do 10-minute sprints. We use a visual timer so she can see the time disappearing. We also use immediate feedback. An ADHD brain doesn't care about a good job sticker on Friday. They need a high five and a small win right now. And yes, we talked to her doctors about medication. For us, it was a game changer. It's not about drugging her. It's about giving her those bicycle brakes and upgrade. It helps her see the finish line so she can actually use her amazing intelligence. But here's the most important thing I want to leave you with. ADHD is not just a deficit, it's a different kind of awesome. When Lucy finds something she loves, like space or drawing, she has hyperfocus. She becomes a literal genius. She is more creative, more resilient, and more out of the box than any typical kid I know. She has a zest for life that is infectious. If you're struggling today, just remember, you aren't raising a broken kid, you're raising a Ferrari. It's a lot of maintenance, the fuel is expensive, and it's loud as heck. But man, can it fly. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check the description for some of my favorite ADHD resources. I'll see you in the next one. You've got this, Mama. You've got this, Dad. Bye.